Welcome back to my channel. If you're a subscriber, if you're not a subscriber, welcome to my channel. I usually don't make content like this, but I'm somebody who's very opinionated, and I really just had a lot to say about this particular topic. Basically, the premise of this whole video is this topic is the fact that there is really no original idea under the sun, because we're so heavily influenced by social media and so conditioned to think a certain type of way that it's kind of impossible for us to really develop our own thoughts and feelings about a specific topic, about anything really, because we're just influenced by every single thing without even realizing it. And the reason that I started thinking about this topic to begin with is because I know we like to talk about hustle culture and the rise and grind mentality that I think our generation has. And I found myself being down on myself one day because it's like, okay, I'm 24 years old. I knew what I wanted to do when I was younger, and I saw myself in a much different place. So I was thinking, like, do I really have a reason to be hard on myself? Like, am I really not where I need to be? Or is it society telling me that I'm not where I need to be? Is it social media churning this stuff out to me to compare myself to, and in turn I feel inadequate or like I haven't been doing enough? Because that's not something I could have formulated on my own. That's not an idea that I could have had on my own, like I'm not enough, because I would have to have something to compare it to be like, okay, this is enough and this is what I should be doing in order for me to feel inadequate, if that makes sense. So basically, I came to the conclusion that I'm not being hard on myself. Society is being hard on me, if that makes sense. So, like I said, nobody on this earth has a mind of their own unless you are literally living underneath a rock with no outside influence. You don't have any social media. You don't watch any TV. You can't even talk to other people, because even if you agree with someone's opinion or not, their thoughts and ideas can still influence you. But if you really think about everything that you ingest on a daily basis, whether it be podcasts, whether it be YouTube videos, Instagram posts, gossip, everything, whatever it is, like I said, whether you agree with what you're ingesting or not, it doesn't matter. It is still in your brain. The idea is planted. It is there. It is there. Okay, so I'm editing this video, and I want to take a moment to point out that I do not have a booger in my nose. I'm editing my video right now, and it looks like I have a booger in my nose. I don't. I have a septum piercing. And whenever I tilt my head back, you can see the septum piercing. And I just want to let y'all know, like, if I would have had a booger in my nose, I would have took it out, okay? I don't have a booger. You can just see my septum when I lean back. And I just got big nostrils, so... Okay, back to the video. I think that's also a reason why a lot of people my age don't have a strong sense of self, because then it comes to the question, you start to question, what is really self if there's so many things influencing me? I look at myself every single day in the mirror, naked, because I want to see if my body has changed, if I like how I look that day. Every single morning in the mirror, I'll look at myself naked. And I didn't even realize that I was doing it, and also didn't realize how long I had been doing it. So I think, of course, like a lot of other people, I do have, I wouldn't say body dysmorphia, because that's technically a mental illness, but I do have some deep-rooted insecurities about my body and the way that I look, right? So I didn't come out of my mother's womb hating my body, or I wouldn't even say hate. I didn't come out of my mother's womb not liking my body. That's not something that was innately, like, I was born with. That was something that was taught to me. Like, I was taught that. So whenever I would like post pictures on Instagram, like full body pictures or even the pictures of my face, I found myself editing those pictures. Like, in the back of my mind, I knew, like, wow, this is kind of weird that I'm like editing my pictures. Like, I've never been one of those girls who cared enough to edit my appearance. This is how I look. That's always how I've been. Like, this is how I look. You either take it or leave it. But I found myself editing my pictures, editing my face, making my lips bigger, even though I have very voluptuous lips. I found myself making my lips bigger. I found myself cinching my waist in and expanding my hips. And in the back of my mind, like, I'm literally telling myself, like, Taryn, what are you doing? Why are you... But it's like a drug, like, it's addicting. So I really had to sit back on myself and really think, like, why do I feel the need to do this? What is this really? Like, I'm not one to look at things surface level. I wanted to really dive deep into why I may feel like the body that I'm in is not enough. I'll watch one of my favorite YouTubers upload a weekly vlog in Atlanta. How do those YouTubers look? Think about the YouTubers right now, the Atlanta YouTubers right now that are huge. Like, videos are blowing up. They getting like 500,000 views every video. How do they look? Right? My favorite YouTuber. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm not saying, ooh, I wish I looked like them. But if we correlate the views, the popularity, the money, everything into one, you subconsciously start thinking these things. And when you wake up in the morning and you look at your body, you like, damn, maybe my life would be perfect if I look like this, you know? And you don't think it, you're not saying that, but there is little thoughts in your mind, like little bugs that influence your thinking, and you don't even realize it. And also, if you think about these Atlanta YouTubers, and please no hate to them, because I watch all of them, okay? I watch all of them. So this is not meant as any disrespect, and I'm not shitting in any way, shape, or form on what they're doing, because I'm a subscriber of every single one of them, okay? Don't get it twisted. But what video of theirs made them blow up? It wasn't them shopping in the Chanel store. It wasn't them getting brunch. It was the video of them getting their BBL in Miami. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you really don't even see it unless you go look for it. Like, how your thinking is influenced in so many different ways. Like, it runs so deep, and you don't even realize how deep it is at all. So even though I don't necessarily want to look like them, the idea of them and their so-called perfect lifestyle is literally being shoved down my throat, so much so that I think that this is what I want when it's not even what I want. Like, I remember taking a break. I don't really follow too many people like that on Instagram, like any Instagram models or anything, but it is something I ingest on YouTube. I ingest a lot on YouTube, but the vlogs are usually like one of the things that I get excited to watch. When I finally took a break from YouTube, I realized, like, damn, this is not what I want for myself. I don't want a high rise in Atlanta and a closet full of designer bags. Like, that's just not who I am. But when you are constantly being fed all of this, you start to think that's what you want. And not saying that that's a bad lifestyle to live, but I just know that inherently that's not me. And when I start to really think about it, it just goes to show, like, why I really should be careful about the things that I ingest, because they have such an impact on me. They have such an impact on me. And then however this idea or this video impacted me, I could turn around and regurgitate it to somebody else to impact them. So we see these people living these fabulous lives on Instagram, and we know that it's fake. Like, we all know that it's fake. Everybody knows that that stuff is fake, right? But we still fantasize about it anyway. Like, we still are like, their life looks so great. Like, this is the life I want to live. Sorry if I hit the mic just now. I'm trying to get used to it, but I might have hit my mic. But you're like, their life looks so great. This is the life I want to live. And we know it's fake. But why can't our mind process that these are not the people that we need to compare ourselves to? Because it's not real. We all know social media is not real. We all know social media is not real. But people will say that, like, everybody's showing their highlight reel. This is a highlight reel. Don't compare yourself to others. But we'll still perpetuate that same idea. So one thing about me, after I kind of made this connection, I was like, okay, when I make YouTube videos and I make something to post on Instagram, I don't want to feed into this idea that I'm not going to show the bad, because we don't realize how toxic it is. There's a YouTuber I was watching, one of her, I'm not going to say her name. I was watching one of her videos. She made it a while ago. It might have been a year ago at this point, but she was talking about her and her boyfriend. And she was like, yeah, there's people in my comments and my DMs talking about how we're relationship goals. And it's like, I don't want us to be your relationship goals, because social media is fake. I only show the highlight reels. I'm not going to be on camera talking about how I fought with my boyfriend or the problems that we have. But it's like, why not? Y'all can't keep saying that social media perpetuates this toxic kind of environment for people, about how people will compare themselves to others on social media. But it's like, you can't compare yourself because there's a highlight reel, but it's like you're feeding into that too by only showing the highlight. So I don't know, I find it so hypocritical when people say that. I don't have a problem. I'll say this, I'm a very transparent person by nature, so I don't have a problem maybe sharing to somebody the hard things that I may go through, or just being very transparent about those things. And I kind of feel like I have an obligation or a duty to not just show the good, because then I will be feeding into the negativity and the toxicity of social media. And I just feel like that doesn't make sense. I can't sit here and talk about how I don't need to compare myself to other people on social media because it's highlights and nobody shows the bad, and then turn around and only post the good stuff on my social media as well. You know, I want people to be looking at some real stuff. It just doesn't make sense to me. That's why social media is toxic and why people have mental health issues, because you're comparing yourself to something that's not even real, but you start to believe it yourself because you're putting out content like that as well. You're only showing your highlight reel. People have a very jaded view of what reality is. That's not even how life is, but that's what it's appearing to be, because that's all that you're ingesting. We know it's fake, but we double tap anyway. It's come to the point now where I feel like we're running this race with no finish line in sight. There's no finish line. We have effectively convinced ourselves that the unattainable is attainable. That's why I feel like I was having these empty feelings when I was still reaching my accomplishments, because my accomplishments don't feel big when I could open my Instagram app right now and see somebody who's doing something bigger, you know? So I've said all of this, but none of it really matters unless I find a solution for myself. Like I said, I have made a vow to myself, like that none of what you see from me is going to be the highlight reel. Like, I'm going to show you the bad. I'm going to be transparent. Like I said, I'm already a transparent person. I've never been one to show you something else so you can get like this romanticized vision of me. Like, I'm going to show you what it is. I've always been that type of person. But I think I also don't think logging off of social media so that you can develop your own opinion is realistic either. Like, I think it is a little unrealistic. We're powered by social, so it's not, like I said, it's not something that I think that I can just tell somebody to do as a piece of advice. I would say to log out for a day or two at least, or like a week or so. I've done it for months just because when all this social media started popping off, I wasn't on it for a long time. Like, I just got an Instagram like 2 years ago. So, but try like a day or two and really sit with yourself and spend time with yourself so that you can think about how you really feel about stuff. Like, you have to get to know yourself. You have to have a strong sense of self, I feel like, to be able to maneuver social media without dealing with the so common mental health issues that everybody else deals with when it comes to social media. I do an audit of everything that I ingest on a daily basis, whether it be the people I follow on Instagram, the people I talk to on an everyday basis, things of that nature. I'll do like an audit of all of that and see how these thoughts and opinions and all this content is really affecting me and the way that I think. Just do like a mental audit. You can write it down. There is a way to kind of fix the algorithm on social media sites. I feel like that's something that everybody kind of knows how to do. You kind of just move more towards the things that you want to see on your social media, and eventually it'll pick up and start regurgitating all that stuff back to you. So there's a way to fix your algorithm if you don't want to have certain things readily available to you on a daily basis that could alter your thinking in a more negative way. Like, for me personally, I don't ever click no shade room stuff. I never click any world star stuff, because of course they do show positive things, but for the most part it's not productive. It's not things that I care about or wish to care about or wish to follow. So shade room stuff, not even clicking. You don't have friends that align with your thoughts and feelings, it ain't nothing to cut that bitch off. Personally, that's just how I feel. Like, I wouldn't want somebody to align with my core morals and values, and that just is what it is. If it's one of those situations where you're having a hard time cutting them off, or you still want them in your life, you could always love somebody from a distance. Like, that's always a possibility. So this was a little rambly. I feel like if I make other commentary videos, it's definitely going to be more concise. I just was reading off of notes, but I think I'm definitely going to start like actually writing out essays so that these are just a little bit more clear and concise, because I really like to talk and I feel like I have a lot of strong opinions about stuff. So if you like this type of video, definitely let me know down below. If I just need to go back to making the content that I was making, definitely let me know that down below too. But other than that, that's all I got. I'm wishing y'all lots of peace and love and positivity, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.